So now that we've went through our striking techniques and our self-defense concepts, I want to talk about our emergency response technique, or our ERT. The reason this is important is because I know we're going to go through a lot of information, but when it's a real altercation, you are probably going to be nervous. And so what that means is you're probably going to forget most of what I tell you without continuous repetition. So the one thing I want you to remember is your ERT. So this is that one strike we're going to use to defend myself no matter what. Now, we're going to give you a couple options. We're either going to do the open palm strike, the hammer fist strike, or the finger poke. So you can see they're quick to use. Now, here's why we use this. I've been training a long time, over 20 years. And a lot of times what happens to martial artists is they train for 20 years and they have all these techniques. So let's say a couple hundred, 1,000 techniques. Well, when Mr. Joe goes to attack them, they're trying to figure out which technique they're going to use. And guess what happens? They get beat up, or they get injured, or they get hurt. And the reason is they weren't trained correctly to use something quickly and then add on their self-defense training. So we want to make sure you have a game plan right away with just this course to defend yourself. You're not trying to recall anything. We want to instinctually react. So this is my ERT. Now, having that game plan, knowing today that that's what I'm going to do, if mine's the open palm, if he grabs me, guess what I do? I open palm. If he's in my face yelling at me and I'm really nervous, I open palm him. If he goes to punch me, I'm going to instinctually block it and then open palm him. If he grabs me, you got it, open palm. If it's the hammer fist, you do that. If it's the finger poke, you do that. So that's our ERT. That's the first thing we want to do in a physical altercation. Now, again, with my adversary, I'm either using my open palm strike, my hammer fist strike, or my finger poke. After you apply your ERT, then you can do whatever you want. So for instance, open palm, okay, open palm, open palm, open palm, front kick. All right, so now you'll be able to do your self-defense technique. Now let me give you a drill with this. So Mr. Joe's going to grab his trusty mitt pad, just one of them. And we're going to do this little game where it's kind of like whack-a-mole, like the game in the arcade, if you know what an arcade is, where the mole comes up, you take the little wand and the beater and you try to hit the mole back into the hole and you get points, all right? It's not a real mole. No moles are getting hurt. So from here, what happens is I'm in my self-defense stance. So when he raises his pad, that's my signal to throw my strike. So I'm in here, I'm focused, I see him raise it, and I come through. So I'm here, I see it. Okay, so that's how you're doing it. Now, I know I switched to show you all that stuff, but you're sticking with one. The second phase of this drill is we're going to just move around a little bit. Now, because of the camera, we're not going to move all the way around, but when he moves, I adjust my stance to stay with him. So I see it. You see I'm moving my body, and I'm in. So I'm here. If I throw the hammer, they're coming down. So that's my ERT. That's the first thing you're going to do in any altercation is your emergency response technique. So what I'd like you to do now is either write it down or tell your parent who's watching this with you that this is your ERT so you can remember it. Again, to get good at anything in life, it's about repetition. It doesn't matter who you are, how big you are, how much skill you got. It's how you repetize what's going on. That's not a word, but I like it.